You may finish. Bishop Ramirez gasped. He was kneeling beside his bed, praying alone, or so he had thought. He looked up at the stucco wall, its faded yellow paint, and at the crucifix that hung there. He could feel the hint of a breeze through the window, carrying the scent of flowers from the garden below. He blessed himself, and resisted the urge to turn around and look directly at the man he now knew to be standing behind him. Previous bishops had had guards, but Bishop Ramirez had endeavored to make himself as different as possible from his predecessors. The last one in particular had been overly enamored with the trappings of the office. His excess and willingness to forgive the unforgivable for the sake of convenience had led to his downfall. Ramirez had joked throughout his career as a priest that for him to ascend to the role he now held, something very bad would have to happen. Something had. A scandal that had rocked the church to its very foundations. He was a clean pair of hands, having spent all of his career outside the corridors of power, preferring the brutal honesty of the streets. He had only accepted the role on the understanding that he would be allowed to do it his way. His mission was to bring the church back to the people, and restore it to the role it had always been intended to have, that of servant, not ruler. This approach had gradually started to win back public support, even as it angered those who had grown fat under the previous regime. So no, this visit was not unexpected in the broader sense, although Ramirez would admit that he hadn't expected a man to appear out of nowhere, 5 floors up in a locked room. It was probably just as well that he didn't have guards, as he would surely now be praying for the repose of their souls. Ramirez nodded to himself.
And so it goes.
Excuse me?
Never mind, my son. May I ask? I know I have angered many people in the last couple of years, but who in particular brought you to my door?
You did.
And how did I do that?
The man moved so that he was standing at the far side of the bed, leaning on the wall with the crucifix to his right. He held a gun in his hand, but casually. He had sandy hair that reached to his shoulders, and looked maybe 50, but with a lean, hard edge to him. A capable man, capable of anything.
May I say you're taking this well?
Bishop Ramirez shrugged.
We are alone in this room, and even on my best day, I don't imagine I could fight my way out of this if I wanted to.
It was the man's turn to shrug.
That is true. I knew when I took this job that there would be risks. It is the nature of these things.
And besides, said the man, this is not the first time in your life that you have had a gun pointed at your head. It was not a question. They looked at each other for a long moment, neither man speaking. Finally, the bishop nodded.
I see.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
Not to me. Ramirez blessed himself.
I am very sorry for the death.
What death? The two men locked eyes again.
I don't know what you...
started Ramirez. The man laughed. Please, you can stop the charade. I know the truth.